In today's video, I'm going to show you the various ways you can display as well as toggle through the different sounds on the digital versions of the Mellotron. In this particular case, I'm working with the micro module, which is brand new for 2025. It's basically a micro without the keyboard. Same thing would apply if you did have a micro or if you had an M4000D version. So in all of these models, you have a selector A and a selector B, and the Mellotron will arrive to you in factory default settings, which is manual mode. You know you're in manual mode when you see a picture of the instrument. You'll see Mellotron in the top left, and you'll see which model it is on the top right. So it comes default going by model. So you'll see all the sounds that belong to the Mark 1. And as you scroll through, then it switches over to the Mark 2, the M300, the M400, then the Chamberlain Music Master, and then the M1 sounds, until you get all the way back over to the the Mark 1 sounds. Now, besides this manual mode, you can also go into list mode. You do that by pressing down on selector B. Now we have everything exactly the same order of sounds, but now just in list mode, so we don't see the pictures. But this way you can actually see, how far you have to go down to, let's say, to get down to acoustic nylon guitar. You can just know it's just like 3 or 4 turns, as opposed to if we were over here in manual mode, we don't know how many times we have to turn to get to acoustic guitar. So seeing it in list mode might actually work better. The last mode that you can view and display your sounds is what they call playlist. So if we hit selector B again, now we're in playlist mode. This is where you would make your custom settings for sounds that maybe you would like to play most often. This is very handy for live situations where you want to have quick access to your sounds. And so I created my own here. Let me just see. Okay, so I created my own, which is top 10. So when you get to the playlist mode, you're going to see that it lists 3 sounds. So the one in the middle that's highlighted, that's the sound that I'm on. To scroll through the different sounds in my playlist, I would use the selector A button. So you notice if I go clockwise, it goes down to flute. If I go clockwise again, it's going to go to Celeste, etc. And I can scroll through all the sounds in my top 10 playlist. Now, I just want to go back over to manual mode again for a second. So besides seeing your sounds displayed by model of the Mellotron, if you hit down the select A button, we can now go by index by name. So it's going to be in alphabetical order. So all the sounds that start with F, H, M, it's going to go in alphabetical order. And any sounds that start with numbers, they'll actually come first on the list. So like 2, 3, 4. This I don't know who it's going to be really handy for. I don't know anybody who would be trying to find sounds in alphabetical order. But anyway, it is an option. Now, there's another way you can list the sounds. So if we press and hold A again, now we can go by category. In this particular instance, we can have like all the saxophones are all together. All the woodwinds are all together. All the brass are together. And all the organs are together. That could be very handy because sometimes if you're working on a composition and you want an organ and you want to try the different organs and pick which one is going to sound best, you say, well, I don't really care for that. So, oh yeah, there we go. That's the organ sound I want. So that way you can easily toggle to that. Now list view, it's pretty straightforward. Again, because we've switched over to categories, it too is going to show you all the organs in the category. So it's not going to be listed by machines. It's going to be listed by categories of types of instruments. So I wanted to show you now how to make your own playlist. So the first thing we're going to want to do is go into edit mode. You do that by hitting select A and select B, pressing down at the same time. Sometimes some people may find that you have to press A button just slightly before the B. So you can use the A button to toggle down through the list. First thing we're going to want to do is rename the playlist. So once it says rename, press down on B, and now we can go through and change the name. So to scroll through the different levels on the keyboard, you use the A button, and then to select the actual entry, you go with the B button, you turn that. We want to delete, so I press down on the B just to delete that there. Now I'm going to use the A button to get to that row. Go back up to the top, go down to the stair, make a space. So we'll go My List. When we're happy with where it is, we just hit Done. Changes are saved now. So it says My List, Entry 1. So we're going to change the instrument over here, what we want to have as the first instrument. So again, we'll go into Edit mode. And then with the A button, go up to List View so that we're going to see the list of sounds. I'll press down on B. And here I'll say, let's say I want harpsichord electric. And let's say that's what we want on this side, but on this side over here, we want alto sax for whatever reasons. So we want those two sounds to be together. When we're happy with our selection, hit the right side, so the selector B, that saves the selection. So now we can see we have the harpsichord electric over here and the alto sax over here, and that's at entry 1. Now to make the next combination, we go to entry number 2, go back into edit mode, and let's say we want piano on the right side. Oops. We did that wrong. Okay, so we got piano on the right side and accordion on the left. So there we have it. So entry 2 now has piano on the B side, accordion on the A side. If we want to do another entry, we go entry number 3, go back into edit mode, and say over here we want slow vibraphone. Let's say we're just happy with the clarinet on that side. Anyway, you get the idea. If we want to toggle through those sounds now, we can, so we had 1, this was our combination, 2, etc., etc. Anyway, I hope that wasn't too confusing for you. You will get a manual when you do get a digital Mellotron. If it doesn't come with it, you can email them for the actual printed up manual. And it basically says the same thing as what I just showed you here. Anyway, that's how to toggle through the different sounds and the various ways you can look at the different sounds on your digital Mellotron. Thanks for watching.